Croeso cynnes ato ni ac mae'r dre newydd yn chwarae yng nghartref y Seintiau newydd heno, ond yn anffodus dwi ddim yn stori newydd o ran clybiau Cymru yn Europa eleni, achos mae yna dasg enfawr gyda'r dre newydd heno. Maen nhw ar eu holi o 4-1 ar ôl y cymal cynta yn erbyn Spartak o Slovacia. Croeso cynnes ato ni, pêl-drod Ewropeaidd yn parhau ar sgorio wythnos yma ac mae'n braf iawn cael cwmni un o gyn chwaraewyr y dre newydd, Jake Phillips. Jake, croeso ato ni.
Diolch yn iawn.
Nawr, nawn ni sôn am gêm heno yn y man, ond Jake, mae rhaid i ni ddechrau gyda'r newyddion nath dorri jyst cwpl o oriau yn ôl bod rheolwr y Seintiau newydd, Anthony Limbrick, wedi colli ei swydd, a mae wedi dod fel tipyn o sioc i ni gyd, Jake.
Do, dwi'n meddwl bod pawb sydd wedi troi fyny at y gêm yma heno yn, fel ti'n dweud, wedi derbyn sioc o'r newyddion yna. Doeddwn ni ddim yn disgwyl y newyddion, yn sicr pam da ni mor agos at dechrau'r tymor. Ond ar ôl be nath digwydd iddyn nhw yn Ewropeaidd ac colli'r gemau yna, ella bod Mike Harris, y chairman, eisiau bach mwy, ond fydd o'n diddorol i weld beth sy'n digwydd dros y dyddiau nesaf.
Pythefnos sydd i fynd yn unig tan i'r tymor ddechrau, Jake. 6 rheolwr newydd neu 6 rheolwr wedi gadael dros y cyfnod diwetha. Mae hwnna'n anarferol iawn ar gyfer y gyngrair.
Yndi, yn sicr, a pam da chi'n edrych ar rheolwyr fatha Chris Hughes, fatha Colin Caton, sydd wedi bod yn y gyngrair ers flynyddoedd wan, ond mae yna dechrau ddod lot fwy o newidiadau ac dwi'n meddwl bod pobl uwchben y rheolwyr eisiau fwy na be maen nhw'n gael ac yn sicr, mae'r her o cyrraedd Europa yn anodd bob flwyddyn, ond mae'r Seintiau newydd wedi llwyddo i ennill y cwpan ar y gyngrair tymor dwytha, ac felly dwi'n hollol siŵr be arall sy'n ei ddisgwyl.
Gawn ni weld beth sy'n digwydd dros yr wythnosau nesaf yma. Wel, Jake, o ran gêm heno, gawn ni gipolwg ar y goliau o'r cymal cynta. Y Seintiau newydd yn colli o 4-1. Mae'n mynd i fod yn dasg enfawr i dîm Chris Hughes heno i droi hwn o gwmpas.
Yndi, yn sicr, a dwi'n meddwl dim ots ar pa lefel ydych chi'n chwarae pêl-droed, os ydych chi'n colli'r gêm gyntaf neu'r cymal gyntaf 4-1, mae'n mynd i fod yn her i ddod nôl i fewn i'r gêm. Ac yn anffodus, dyna be nath digwydd wrth dwytha allan yn Slovacia, ac dwi'n siŵr bod y garfan a'r tîm a'r rheolwyr yn siomedig bod hwnna wedi digwydd, ond mae gen nhw her o flaen nhw heno, a gawn ni weld be nath digwydd.
Newyddion da, y gŵr na sgorio'r hat-trick, Bemidele Iwsuf. Dwi ddim wedi teithio o gwbl i Gymru, dwi ddim yn y garfan. Mae'n bach o newyddion da i dîm Chris Hughes.
Yndi, yn sicr, ond maen nhw yn chwarae yn y gyngrair, so da ni ddim yn hollol siŵr beth sydd wedi digwydd efo fo o ran ydy o anafu dros y penwythnos, ond pan mae'r garfan na'r tîm wedi dod allan heno yma, dwi'n siŵr bod Chris Hughes wedi edrych arno a weld bod o ddim yn chwarae neu ddim hyd yn oed ar y fainc, ac mae hwnna'n fantais iddyn nhw, ond mae yna 6 newid i'w tîm nhw, ac felly mae Chris Hughes wedi mynd mwy neu lai efo'r un tîm a ddechrau allan yn Slovacia, ac bydden nhw'n gwybod bod angen gwella eu perfformiad wrth yma ac yn gobeithio bod nhw'n gallu cael fuddugoliaeth heno.
Mae'n bwysig bod ni'n ffocysu ar yr elfennau positif. Y ffaith nath y dre newydd lwyddo i unioni'r sgôr ar ôl mewn gôl i lawr. Dyna'r fath o agwedd bydd y siarna nhw heno.
Dwi'n meddwl yn bob gêm da chi angen yn gyntaf gweithio'n galed, ac da ni'n gweld gôl nath Henry Cow yn sgorio, oedd o'n mater o gweithio'n galed ac yn cael y pêl yn nôl yn syth, uchel fyny'r cae, oddi ar y gôl geidwad ac yn gallu unioni'r sgôr. Ac heno yma, dyna fydd y nod, fydden nhw'n ceisio cael cyfleon yn ochr hanner Spartak, a os nhw'n gallu fanteisio'r cyfleon maen nhw'n greu, fydden nhw'n gallu sgorio goliau ac os maen nhw'n cael y gôl gyntaf ac wedyn ail gôl, fydd y pwysau nôl ar Spartak wedyn.
Ti'n cael y teimlad bod y gôl gyntaf yna'n mynd i fod yn holl bwysig heno. Wel, beth am i ni glywed gan rheolwr y dre newydd? Chris Hughes, ges i aid fach dy fe'n gynharach. Chris, it's fair to say you've got a bit of an uphill battle this evening. You know, psychologically, how are you going to approach this one, considering the defeat out in Slovakia?
Yeah, look, it was a tough night for us last Thursday. I thought we started the game really well. I think we probably a little bit harsh to be 3-1 down at half-time, and then probably thanks to our goalkeeper second half to keep us in the tie. Look, we understand the task ahead. They're a very good team, internationals in every position. But, for us, it's about the performance tonight. If we can get the performance right and start well and start bright, then in football, you never know.
Talk me through your team selection, Chris. What would you like to see from your players this evening?
Well, look, we probably changed one change from last week, so to get us on the front foot a little bit more. We put Zeli Ismail in. We feel that with his quality and his delivery especially from wide areas and his trickery, he might be able to cause some problems for us. Other than that, we'll be nice and solid. We'll be well organised as we normally are, and we'll see. Listen, we're not naive enough to be dismissive of our opponents. We know they're a very good team with lots of quality. but so are we, and we're hoping to put on a performance tonight. And if the result doesn't go our way, to make sure that we finish off what's been a fantastic month for us.
You got the equaliser out in Slovakia, which really, did seem to spur the team on. That's exactly the kind of attitude you need this evening.
Yeah, of course. Look, it comes from hard work. It comes from running and closing things down, and that's what we've got to do tonight. We've got to be aggressive, out of possession, but make sure that it fits within our discipline, and then try and, when we have the ball, try and impose our game on them. Look, like I said, they're a good team. They've got good individuals, but we're looking forward to tonight. We're going to try and put on a positive performance.
Chris, diolch yn fawr, poblwc.
Thank you very much, thanks.
Braf clywed sylwadau Chris Hughes. Chi siŵr fod yn gallu clywed y cefnogwyr sydd wedi dod o Slovakia. Jake, Chris jyst yn gweud fyna bod y dre newydd ffili bod yn naif heno. Yn seicolegol, pa mor anodd fydd heno wrth ystyried bod nhw colli o bed ar gol un?
Yndi, fydden nhw'n gwybod o ganlyniad a chwarae'n erbyn nhw wrth dwytha faint o her fydd y gêm yma heno, ond fel nes i ddweud, mae gen nhw 90 munud o bêl-droed o flaen nhw, ac holl maen nhw'n gallu gwneud heno ydy geisio ennill y gêm, ac os ydyn nhw'n ennill y gêm heno, fydd hwnna'n canlyniad positif iddyn nhw, fydd y perfformiad yn dda, ac da ni ddim yn gwybod sut mae'r ganlyniad yn mynd i orffen, ond y beth gyntaf, mae'n rhaid iddyn nhw ffocysu ar y dasg, cadw llech yn lan, ac gobeithio bod nhw'n gallu creu digon o gyfleon i herio Spartak.
Hefyd, jyst yn gloi, Jake, beth sy'n credu bydd y sgôr heno? Fi'n gwybod mae hwnna falle'n cwestiwn bach yn anheg.
Yndi, mae'n mynd i fod yn anodd i'r dre newydd, ond dwi'n meddwl bod gennym nhw goliau. Maen nhw wedi arwyddo'n dda tymor yma, wrth gwrs maen nhw wedi colli Mwande sydd yn mynd i fod yn anferth iddyn nhw golli chwaraewr o'i safon ôl, ond dwi'n meddwl fydden nhw'n gallu creu cyfleoedd heddiw, ac ond gobeithio bod nhw'n gallu cael canlyniad positif ac ennill y gêm, so dwi'n mynd i mynd am 2-1.
Hyderus iawn, Jake. Diolch yn fawr. Ti'n mynd i fod yn rhan o'n tîm sylwebu ni hyn yma, felly na i adael ti i fynd. Ac ar sylwebeth Saesneg, mae Dylan Ebenezer a Siôn Meredydd. Dylan, ni cyn i gael eich sylwadau chi cyn y gêm.
Diolch, Sioned. Digon i'w drafod cyn y gêm yma. Digon i'w drafod Siôn Meredydd o gwmpas uwch gyngred Cymru. Wel, o gwmpas y lleoliad yma yn dilyn y newyddion heno bod y Seintiau Newydd di diswydd y rheolwr nhw, Anthony Limbrick, ymateb cyntaf i hynny.
Wel, rheolwr y tymor i ddechrau. Mae wedi cael y sac yn barod. Mae'n amlwg bod y clwb yn edrych am llwyddiant yn Ewrop. Dyna nod Mike Harris. Fi'n cofio cyfweliad gyda ti a Sioned ar y podcast. Felly, mae fe'n edrych am Ewrop, mae fe'n edrych am rheolwr sy'n mynd gallu cael nhw mewn i'r gemau ail gyfle ac yn bellach mewn i gemau Ewropeaidd. Felly, yn anffodus, mae wedi mynd.
Perfformiad wedi bod yn siomedig, ond Anthony Limbrick ei hun yn dweud mi o'n nhw fewn eiliadau i ennill yn erbyn Linfield yng Nghyngor y Pencampwyr. Mae dangos faint mor greulon mae'r gêm ma'n gallu bod am hynny.
Wel, mae ddi. Un peth sy'n sicr yn pêl-drod dyw pethau ddim yn sicr os hwnna'n ei synwyr. Mae fe'n gwneud swydd arbennig o dda yn y marn ni, ennill pencampwriaeth i'r Seintiau Newydd y llynedd, cael nhw mewn i Ewrop, dyna'r nod. Ond fel wedes i, mae Mike Harris a'r bwrdd, wrth gwrs, eisiau mynd ar clwb ymhellach yn Ewrop, a dyna'r rheswm am ni pan bod wedi gadael y clwb.
Ie, ddim wedi cael mwy o mateb o'r clwb heno. Gawn ni weld Brenw symud yn gyflym i gael rhywun mewn cyn y tymor newydd, ond heno, noson y dre newydd yw i 4-1 ar ôl y cymal cyntaf na Spartak Trnava. Os na wirth i fod?
Yn y marn ni, mae rhaid i dre newydd cadw pethau'n eitha tyn yn y hanner cyntaf. Fi'n credu falle, sy'n nhw'n mynd mewn yn hafol ar y hanner. A wedyn, edrych am y gol na, jyst i roi pwysedd arno nhw. Un beth allan nhw ddim fod yw'n llac yn y hanner cyntaf.
Wel, Siôn, dyna ni. Newn ni gymryd yn lle yn y pwynt sylwebu. Fel o'n i'n gweud, digon i'w drafod. Newyddion mawr o gwmpas y gyngor cyn i'r tymor hyd yn oed ddechrau. Nôl at y ti, Sioned.
Diolch Dylan, diolch Siôn. Remember, they'll be taking you through the game if you would like English commentary for this game. Ond yn y Gymraeg, mae'n amser un ymuno a'n tîm sylwebu ni, Jake Phillips a Bryn Thomas.
Good evening. A warm welcome to Oswestry, home of the new Saints, but it's Newtown's home from home tonight as they try to hit back after a bitter defeat away from home last week against Spartak from Slovakia. 4-1. It's as simple as that. That's the challenge for Craig Williams, the captain who leads out his Newtown team. And Spartak in all white, full of confidence after that 4-1 victory. Massive challenge for Newtown. Mission impossible. some would say. You never know. Anything can happen. Anything has happened over the years in football, but it would be a remarkable turnaround if Newtown could get something from this game tonight. The players greeting the officials and their opponents, the officials from Greece tonight. And a few changes as well for Spartak. Maybe they think their job is done. It's one change for Newtown, quite straightforward for them. As Zeli Ismail comes in, a more attacking threat, as Chris Hughes was saying. 6 changes for the visitors. And Yusuf hit a hat-trick in that first game, not even in the squad. They've still got 11 full Slovakian caps on the bench, mind you, so there's plenty of threats here. And as Sioned was saying, next to me in the commentary position, Sean Meredith, former Carmarthen Town, Aberystwyth Town player in this league. And, well, I was going to ask anyway back. We better look at the teams first. Sean, what do you make of the... Just one change for Newtown?
Yeah, just one change. Matthew Jones dropping to the bench and Ishmael coming on the right-hand side. As Chris Hughes was saying, maybe just a bit more pace, a bit more penetration. But Newtown going with the 4 in the back, as they usually do, 4 in midfield and 2 a steady and stable formation. And as Sparta, they've got 3 in the back. They can go to a 5 if obviously under pressure with the 2 wing backs. As you mentioned, the scorer of last week not in the lineup, not even in the squad, but Alex Ivan comes in on the right, and I'm sure he'll be a handful tonight.
Yeah, scored the 4th in the 4-1 win. Jakub Power up front, played with James Lawrence, the Wales defender, in his career. There's connections everywhere. And as we see the ref, as I was saying, from Greece, Aristoteles Diamantopoulos. Welcome to Oswestry, Mr. Diamantopoulos. Wonder what he makes of it all. And here's well, the main man this season, I suppose, in Europe. Anyway, Henry Cowans, 3 games, 2 goals in Europe, Sean. Yeah, pretty impressive by Cowans. All important. He plays in that central role, but is willing to make the hard yards. And as we saw with the goal out there, closing down of the keeper made the goal for him. And then Alex Ivan, as I mentioned, coming in for the hat-trick hero last week. As we said, 6 changes, but the bench includes 4 internationals, so there's strength in depth. Yeah, that's the challenge for Newtown. Can they hit back? Interesting watching the first leg. 4-1 away from home. A first half hat-trick for Yusuf. It's just a matter of conceding, and at unfortunate times it was 1-1, and just before half-time suddenly it turns to 3-1. It's more or less game over at that point. Or is it? Decent crowd here at Park Hall just to see if a miracle can happen tonight. It's the Europa Conference League 2nd qualifying round. Newtown already had reasons to celebrate here in the last round against Tórshavn from the Faroe Islands. Lost away from home 1-0. 2-1 victory here. And eventually winning on penalties as it goes back to Van Truba in goal. And an early whistle, an early decision goes for Newtown. Yeah, a good press by Newtown to the start there. Craig Williams, the captain. Obviously intent from the home side. Can I call them the home side, playing at the New Saints home? I'm sure I can, just about. But Craig Williams with good pressure there. And an early start. This would be brilliant, you know, if they could get a goal here or make the keeper make a save. Williams searching for Sutton. That's a combination we've seen over the years. Williams to Sutton. Well, as you say, Sean, I know it's 4-1. It's unlikely, but you can't think that. You just think, if we get one, who knows, we might get another one. Yeah, exactly. I said, you know, they need to be tight as we see this play. Again, they're looking for Sutton. Cleared by the captain. Some room for George Hughes. Plenty of red shirts waiting for it. Williams. Another chance for Newtown. Good start, fair play. Corner for Newtown.
Absolutely. Good pressure all round by Newtown. Clever play down the left-hand side here, which has led to a corner. The one thing I will say is that they're a big side.
Kosha keeping a close eye on Shane Sutton. As we see Sutton and Kosha exchanging pleasantries. I think that's how they put it.
Well, this is one from the training ground. The three of them lining up.
Newtown, bright start. Williams whips it in. The other Williams, Aaron Williams, couldn't get towards the ball, and here we go. It's the Brazilian, De Azevedo. Welcome to Wales. Yellow card straight away. It's Jake Walker, former Villa player, picking up an early yellow.
Yeah, I don't think he had any choice there because he was cutting inside and they were stretched, Newtown. As we'll see here. He'll come back in a minute, I'm sure, but yeah, that's called taking one for the team. But it's an early yellow card, a very early yellow card to give away.
Up against a pacey Brazilian winger on the yellow card straight away. It's going to be a long night for Walker. Tuma stepping out from the back, not too certain. Straight through to Dave Jones, 10th European game for Newtown. Williams battling again. On from Walker. George Hughes. Well, looking again for Robles. The new name up top for Newtown, Louis Robles. Familiar territory for him. Moving from the New Saints in the summer. Well, you have to admire Newtown so far. Still in the first 5 minutes. But they've showed some desire. They're going to give it a go, Sean.
Absolutely, and for me the important thing now is that they get a goal, because for the first 5 minutes they've been on top, and we've seen it time and time again in football. When you're on top, you need to get that goal.
Ismail the one change, won the free kick. Craig Williams again. Sutton again, gets a flick to it. Well, he was on target. Van Truba comfortable, but he had to get there. They haven't wasted time here. Straight up top. Ivan, down he goes. Under the challenge from Callum Roberts. Referee doesn't want to know. And there's another challenge on Ismail. That's getting tasty. They're not too happy, claiming they should have had a free kick. It looked like a fair decision by the referee.
It's end-to-end at the moment, isn't it? Perhaps a bit too frantic, but it looks as if Chris Hughes has taken his side, saying, go out there, impress yourself, don't leave anything out. And that's certainly that's certainly the type of game we're having at the moment. Sutton, the ball just behind him, did well to get it on target.
Aaron Williams again, battling. Newtown battling, flag's gone up, I think it was offsides. A few screams from the Slovakian defenders after a free kick. They got it in the end, but not for a foul. Offside. Here's Chris Hughes.
Yeah, Newtown looking to be direct on every occasion as well. Okay, play when they've got it and when they can, but how many balls have we seen, you know, going straight up top, looking for that flick on or somebody to hold it up?
And Mikhail Kasparik, coach for Spartak. Nearly 10 years now, Chris Hughes at Newtown. Well, nearly 9 years, I should say, but, you know, it's nearly a decade. And he's done well, consistently top six, consistently challenging in the playoffs, back in Europe.
Yeah, what's this? His third time as Newtown manager into Europe, you know.
And they've gone up a level
Absolutely.
as well. Third last season, strengthened the squad. We'll talk later about this season, because they've had a few guys have gone through that exit door. Interesting to see how they do this season, Newtown. Shane Sutton spreads it to Callum Roberts, who made a few well, mistakes. I was looking for a kind word for mistakes, so I couldn't think of one. Few mistakes in the first leg.
I'm trying to rack my brain as well for a nicer word.
I was going to say errors, and then I thought that's the same as mistakes. Why look for the complicated words? Yeah, I think maybe Dave Jones in goal, Callum Roberts as well. We'll look back at some of the goals they conceded. They just could have done better.
Yeah, we were looking at them, and just a bit disappointing. Obviously, Roberts in goal, he knows the mistakes, but in turn, he also made a lot of very good saves during that match as well, which we didn't see in the highlights, possibly on Twitter or Facebook.
And they went behind early on, as we say, a hat-trick for Yusuf in the first half, but then they hit back. Cowans, and a few minutes before half-time, was 1-1 Sean. Then you go in half-time and suddenly it's 3-1.
Absolutely, you go in 1-0, it's a completely different game, different leg. But there we go. All they can do is do their best tonight, try and get an early goal, get the crowd enthused.
I think we can guess where this one's going. Long throw from Cowans. Sutton's there again. Oh, he's causing problems, Shane Sutton. Be it from a Cowans long throw or Craig Williams free kick. As Sean Meredith next to me said, they got a big team from Spartak. Decent support as well. Fair play. From Slovakia over to Wales. We could have forgiven them for thinking this one's done. We'll stay home. Save our money for the next round. Stefanik starting things going again. Strong challenge. Kostra is down. I think Ismail now is picking up a yellow card. Jake Walker and Zeli Ismail.
Well, it's certainly a strong tackle. He gets the ball to me, but maybe the aftermath. He certainly made a scream as Ismail went into him. I think that's a harsh yellow card, to be honest.
Well, he's up, the captain, taking the free kick. Kostner. Just to underline the experience in this Spartak team, the captain we saw there going down and taking the free kick, Christian Kostner, was picked for the Slovakia squad, who were up against Wales in 2019. That's a pull-out because of injury. But we're talking full internationals here as Newtown go on again now then. Surely there's a yellow card coming out here. It's De Azevedo, the Brazilian. He forced the yellow card on Walker, now he's got one himself.
Well, there certainly is a yellow card. Yeah, well, he's just taken one for the team as well.
I don't think the ref would even put the yellow card back in the pocket. He's just carrying it round at that point. I don't blame him.
Keep it handy. But it's another occasion, another chance now for Newtown to put it into another dangerous area, looking for Sutton, maybe for the flick on another runner behind him.
10 minutes gone, still 0-0. Decent start from Newtown, to be fair. Bright start. Can they get something? That would change the whole perspective. Blast from distance. It wasn't far either. Craig Williams fancied his chances. The captain leading by example. It wasn't too far either.
Oh, how many times during the years have we seen Craig Williams step to the mark and produce something a bit special, and this time just pulling his shot wide on the left-hand post. But
the action's interesting as well, Sean. He thinks that's a chance.
Yeah, well, look, we can see how close it is from that replay there. You know, he loves working on the Bruchon. What's the
crumbs.
The crumbs, thank you, Dylan. The crumbs, and he picks them up, and as I said, he's seen them, well, pick top bins usually on from the occasion, but did well, kept his head over the ball. So reliable.
It's great to be here on the English language commentary tonight, myself and Sean. We are natural Welsh speakers. We'd usually be speaking Welsh to each other, so if the odd words get jumbled up, please forgive us. There we are. I will give a Welsh lesson on the way. Crumbs is brwsion in Welsh. There you are. It was old crumbs last week. 4-1 defeat. So fair play. Newtown have started brightly here. Pressure off Spartak, of course. They're 4-1 up. They've made 6 changes. We've got to keep everything in context. But apart from grabbing a goal, can't ask much more from what we've seen from Newtown so far. Nice flick by Ivan. But Callum Roberts watching. And again we see Cowans. He's made an impact since joining Newtown, no doubt about that. Brazilian deep to Savidis.
Yeah, the big question for Newtown is, you know, can they keep this intensity going over the 90 minutes? Because they're certainly frantic first 12 minutes of the game.
Can they get the delivery? 2 waiting in the middle. 3 red shirts by now. Ismail was there again. Aaron Williams hovering. Can they get the delivery? And it's over. Williams. Churma's gone down. Didn't seem like there was much of a challenge.
A slight elbow maybe, but nothing in that's going to warrant a yellow card or a red card or anything. Just a bit of a coming together.
It's interesting, we've seen a few incidents now. The captain went down, wasn't much in it, but went down, got a free kick. Newtown player booked there again. I don't want to call it clever. Maybe you don't even want to call it streetwise until we see the replay. Maybe there was a proper connection, but they're just getting into the referee's head at times.
And one thing it does, it slows the game down, which is obviously in their favour to do so.
They're trying to quicken things now. Anyway, captain's an option again. Stefanik leading things from midfield. Again, it's Savidis. Represented Greece, under 21 level. There's offside. You can hear the coaches down below us. Good start. Hard to disagree with that. You might also hear the odd choice words appearing. Apologies if you do pick up some bad language.
Crumbs.
Williams and Cowans. And there's another solid challenge. Another free kick.
Yeah, maybe we're seeing a bit too much of the referee at the moment. You know, every challenge at the moment seems to be penalised to either Newtown or Sparta.
And if you are just joining us, 4-1, the lead for Spartak Trnava from the first leg, the team from Slovakia. The season has started, only played a couple of games, not much difference. It's a very similar league to the JD Cymru Premier, 22 teams. So the league has started. Week Friday, things kick off here in Wales. And the team that play here, the champions, looking for a new manager. If you haven't heard tonight, Anthony Limbrick has lost his job. New Saints, the champions, manager of the year. Not happy with the European results, so they're changing manager. Roberts under a bit of pressure from Ivan.
Yeah, did well, Roberts, there, just to guide the ball out under a bit of pressure by Ivan, but showed his experience.
Plenty of European experience for Callum Roberts. 12th European game. He split them more or less between Newtown and Connors Quay Nomads. Sutton, up he goes. Williams again. Now then, they could be in trouble here. De Azevedo, the Brazilian, lively, white shirt suddenly in the middle. They're even appealing for a penalty. They are appealing for a lot at the minute, the visitors. They appeal for the corner. They get a corner because it was a corner.
Yeah, you're right, Dal. Just coming off Craig Williams. Certainly was a corner.
Samuel Stefanik. Another one with a couple of caps for Slovakia. He's going to whip this in. They're waiting for it. Tuma, bit of a giant. Stepping from defence to attack. Newtown holding their shape. Azevedo, the Brazilian. From deep. The captain under pressure. Oh, there's another one down. And it's another free kick. Callum Roberts in the middle of things. Deep breath, count to 10. Well done, Callum.
I think the referee, in fairness, was right with that decision. Didn't get the ball, just got his foot.
Well, there wasn't much complaints from the Newtown team, to be fair. There does seem to be a bit of a pattern emerging. Another chance for Stefanik to find the teammates. Under pressure, Spartak searching for the goal that would surely kill it off.
Well, it's almost taken them 20 minutes, but finally them starting to put some pressure on Newtown now. Bit more territorial advantage as well.
It just goes to confirm, as Sean was saying, when you've got your heads up, when you've got some chances, you need to score. Saw it with the New Saints earlier in the week. A bright start, couldn't take advantage, game suddenly drifted off. We've been watching the Euro 2022, the women's football England team. They're in the final, they've been under pressure in so many games against Spain, hugely under pressure, held out, suddenly 20 minutes gone, they start creating their own chances.
Yeah, I mean, for all the possession that Newtown have, you know, the chances they have created are half chances. You know, the Sutton one probably the closest, where, you know, he scoops it from behind his head.
Roberts has carried on with his run. The problem is now there's space. There was space. Back came George Hughes. He's been so strong in midfield last season for Newtown. There he was again.
I love that pairing of Hughes and Walker for the Newtown midfield. They pick up so much of the debris, if you like, that the defence doesn't have to deal with.
Been very effective last season, as were Newtown as a team, to be fair, finishing third. Roberts. Plenty of room, plenty for time for Shane Sutton. Sears. You do tend to hold your breath a bit when it goes back to Jones at times.
Did you hear me? Did you?
I heard something. One of the goals out in Slovakia came from a weak clearance. Oh, Newtown nearly pounced. Stefanik recovering. 20 minutes gone, 0-0. But of course, constantly reminding ourselves that it was 4-1 in the first game. Plenty going on at the minute, sporting-wise. Commonwealth Games starting in Birmingham. And the highlights every night on S4C, by the way. First time ever we've had that on the channel. 201 athletes representing Wales. I love the one. I love the fact that we've got 201. I don't know why. Great chance to represent your country. Cowans again. Sutton again. He's up there. Well, the slightest touch by Alan Williams could have caused all sorts of problems. Cowans throw. Sutton header. Just a toe poke, anything could have caused chaos in there.
Yeah, that's the combination we've been looking for. That flick on from Sutton and somebody, anybody on this occasion, Aaron Williams, just to get the end of a toe onto it. Anything, as you say, Ebbs, just to create the chance, but comes at it quickly. That's the only thing I'd say about that. But he's got to anticipate that Sutton's going to get up there, and if he does, that could have been the difference.
Great season for Aaron Williams, 26 goals in all competitions. A lot of them tended to come in the first half of the season. It's drifted away slightly towards the end of the season, but when you finish with 26 goals, you can't really complain.
You're trying to say the honeymoon period is over?
I don't know. Maybe clubs in Wales sussed him out. They play each other often enough. You never know. Could be a factor.
Yeah.
But a good signing.
Oh, he has been, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, well played, Dave Jones.
Sears. Williams. Feet were high. You were waiting for the whistle. And to be fair, hard to argue with the referee there. New signings this season. We've got Louis Robles, Matthew Jones from Aberystwyth, Theo Wharton from Barry, an interesting one as well. We'll talk a bit about those that have left, maybe. And there's a lull in play. A few big names leaving Newtown, including Fumpam Wandue. Bright talent, heading to Canada. Scored against Torshavn and scored the winning penalty in his final game for Newtown. That's how you leave in style.
Quite a send-off. Well, Jake Phillips mentioned in the pre-match, how important he has been to Newtown, and pretty big shoes to fill in terms of anybody coming into the club.
Well, James Davis has gone as well. Naeem Arsan, heading to Bala. Jamie Breeze is left. Bit part player really, Jamie Breeze, but still. There's a few.
Yeah, but the one thing I would say, during the course of his tenure at Newtown, he's usually got the right players into the squad, and squad players where they'll be able to rotate positions and rotate players, and that's been, their main success during the last few years, is the fact that, if somebody gets an injury, they're able to put somebody into that position and they're none the weaker.
What has struck me is clubs still signing players. Just wondering why they couldn't sign them before they played in Europe. Bala Town have signed a famous name today, well, a famous surname, Newell, George Newell, son of Mike Newell. Proper Everton legend, I think. Premier League winner as well. Let's see what George is like. But it's funny, a player comes in, I don't know, all sorts of reasons why. You think it'd be nice to get him before the European Games. Long ball finds Williams. Robles has been quiet so far. Sears. We've had 25 minutes. Still 0-0. They're enjoying themselves. The Spartak Trnava fans from Slovakia. Well, I assume they're from Slovakia. They could be from Oswestry.
I don't think so. Perhaps they're coinciding the visit with the Steddfod that's happening next week.
Commonwealth Games, National Eisteddfod. Football season starting, it's all happening.
They fit in well in Tregaron, I can tell you that.
They're a bit quiet for Tregaron, I'd say. Quick throw in. Power back to De Azevedo. Plenty of space now. Savidis, decent movement. Oh. Lovely ball, clean through. Can they finish it? Dave Jones does the job. Ivan was through. The combination from Stefanik and Ivan cut through the Newtown defence. And they've done well to recover here. Well, they've lost it again. And here comes Spartak again. Azevedo couldn't get there. Well, we're seeing Ivan and Stefanik causing problems. And the Slovakians have woken up.
Certainly the best move of the match so far. the 1-2, if you like, at the edge of the box. A brilliant back heel here. Puts even in with a delicate ball round the back. Dave Jones does brilliant with his legs to snuffle out that opportunity. But as you can see, the quality of the team coming through in that move just cut Newtown apart.
Well, the through ball by Stefanik, just glorious. 2 caps for Slovakia. 30 years old now, but he's still got it, as they say. Can he do it on a Thursday night in Oswestry? Yes, he can. Lovely ball. Decent save though, Dave Jones. Keeping it goalless.
I'll tell you one thing as well. Aaron Williams has won every header that they've hit long towards him. Certainly a tactic that's working at the moment.
Long throws have caused a few problems. Here comes another one from Henry Cowans. Again looking for Sutton. Still there. Well, a chance for Sears. No offside either. Spartak defence looked across at the linesman. That was a chance. Sears, the defender. Another long throw. It was flicked on and back in it came. But back comes Spartak. Newtown got the numbers back, and Sears, from half a chance, is now back clearing. Valuable contribution by the defender. Robles battling too hard, according to the referee.
Well, here's the opportunity. Again, the same tactic, looking for Sutton in the far post, and then it lands to Sears. We were all waiting for the flag to go up. It certainly didn't. And that is an opportunity. If you could just direct that to either corner of the goal, he's causing all sorts of problems for the goalkeeper.
Joined in January, Ryan Sears. He has played for Shrewsbury in League One. From Newtown originally. Went on his travels for a bit, then back he came. Another good signing by Chris Hughes. They do well with the geography, Newtown. Players they've picked up from Shrewsbury, Telford. Even a few ex-Aston Villa players popping up in the team now.
Yeah, it's an interesting point there. I think, you can compare maybe Newtown with the likes of Aberystwyth, for example, who haven't been able to pick up maybe 2 or 3 players which would make that difference to the team. They've got to rely on a lot of local talent.
I guess if you are based in the Midlands or on that border, you got Newtown on your doorstep, why go further?
We've mentioned this a lot of time. I mean, why go the extra hour when you can get your football in Newtown? And that may be a factor for a lot of players.
Cymru Premier nearly upon us once again. No offside, chance for Spartak. Plenty of room in the middle. He's created one. We thought Stefanik could have struck there. Kozak forced back. Newtown standing firm. This man Stefanik certainly seeing more of the ball now. Well, he nearly gave it away as well. Referee not too happy with the challenge. Cowans not giving him any space. Half an hour gone, 0-0.
I was just about to say one thing about him. He's consistent. He's giving everything at the moment. There's not much in that, really, is there? But that's his style. So, as a player, you've got to try and adopt to the referee.
Well, somehow went all the way through to Kostra. Captain Savidis, number 88. Do like a strange number. Maybe number 8 was taken, so he thought he'll take both of them. Off again comes Spartak. Sears again.
Best number, Odell? Not in this book, but best number, do you reckon? Am I putting you in the spot here? Shall I put
a normal number?
No. Well, it is a norewmal number. Somewhere you were close to. Route 66.
I was going to say number 7. I thought you were asking what my favourite number was.
That's a nice one. I like that one. Route 66. Not a bad cricketer either.
A470. That's my favourite. Spartak back again. Oh, Sia's stepped in. It's bounced kindly to the visitors. Stefanik, silky skills. Gets the shot away as well. And he's dominating things right now.
Yeah. We'll see with the replay now, but either side of Dave Jones, I think he's standing in the sand there. It would have been a certain goal.
Williams under pressure does well. So much experience. Not sure how many Brazilian wingers he's faced over the years, but he's doing well. Again, Craig Williams. Walker got a foot in. Back to Dave Jones in his 10th European game, all for Newtown. And Williams wins it again. Zeli Ismail. Oh. Came off Cowans, nearly landed nicely for Williams. He's come over to take the throw in. I'm guessing he's going to leave this for Cowans.
Yeah, why change a winning formula at the moment for them? It'll be the same old, same old. Cowans looking for Sutton, and then who can get that all-in-vital touch?
Cowans again. Well, it's turned to the referee, who points to the spot. Penalty to Newtown. Now then, can they take advantage?
Wow, game on. This is what happens when it's a consistent throw that's happened for Newtown, and it's causing all sorts of problems. Yeah, it's a penalty. It lands on his hand. What a big moment for Aaron Williams.
Massive moment for Williams and for Newtown. 4-1 down. Mission impossible. Or is it? Started brightly. They've done well here tonight, Newtown. Can they grab a goal? And it's the top scorer from last season. Williams against Van Truba. Referee still having a chat, making sure all the players are outside of the area. Been a slight delay here. How's that going to affect things? 10 minutes before half-time. Can Williams grab one? It's there! And Newtown have scored! And how's that going to change things? Suddenly, they're thinking, oh, why not? Let's try and get another one. And suddenly, Spartak might be sensing some doubts, but Williams, bottom corner, he's put Newtown ahead.
Well, bottom corner, this is all about keeping her ahead, as we see the handball again, but Aaron Williams had to wait a heck of a long time to take that penalty, and when he did, he was clinical. Keeper went the right way, but the quality of the penalty beats the keeper. Well done, Aaron Williams.
And now you're thinking, right, let's not give anything away. Let's get in. Half-time. No, there's 10 minutes to go. There's no rush. Plenty of time left in this game. Because it's a big if they get a second,
yeah,
then it gets interesting.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's when it gets interesting. And to be honest, I'd quite like to see that second come later on in the second half and build that pressure. But as you say, Dylan, the most important thing now for Newtown, as we see this breakaway, which thankfully is saved by the Newtown boys, is that they don't concede.
Cowans does well. Keeps possession. Neat and tidy in midfield. And let's see how the visitors respond. 6 changes, just to remind you, to Spartak Trnava after the 4-1 victory. Implies confidence. Maybe they're starting to worry a little bit. Not just yet, but even slight doubt can make such a difference. And a goal certainly makes a difference for Newtown. Here they go again.
Well, in that build-up from Dave Jones, I counted 6 Newtown players that had made a forward run. So that shows the intent from Newtown. They're not going to sit back on this 1-0. And when you've got Aaron Williams winning balls like he is at the moment, I don't blame them.
Suddenly there's an extra spring in this step. So 4-1's turned into 4-2. Great time as well to score, because Stefanik was starting to run things. Another late challenge from Sutton this time. And judging from what we've seen before, I thought we'd see another yellow card.
Well, yeah, that's the only concern now for Newtown, is the fact that you've got 2 of the back 4. Two of the back 4 on yellow cards. So they'll have to show their experience now and possibly stand up to a few challenges. You know, Shane should possibly just have guided that one. He knows what the ref is going to do if he mistimes his challenge.
Time for cool heads here for Newtown. Samuel Stefanik has been in fine form. Well, they're going to try from distance. Azevedo lets one fly.
Yeah,
it looks like he's called Dylan as well. It's a J, not an L. I feel we might bond.
I'll give you that one, Del.
My Brazilian cousin. Coming up as well with Scorio, a little behind the scenes with Town on their European adventure. They'll all be on our YouTube channel. All the episodes, 3 episodes, dropping on YouTube Monday night.
Is this like the all or nothing of
I think so.
Scorio?
Yes. Behind the scenes with Town.
There's one coming out with Arsenal, isn't
there? There is, yeah. I've seen bits of it already. Newtown again, Ismail causing problems. So I don't think they're going to get another penalty. You never know though, it's worth a look. You can't blame them for just turning towards the referee. More in hope than anything. Yeah, the viewers might be confused when we're mentioning Arsenal. Might be an Arsenal fan in our midst between me and Sean. It's not Sean, there's a clue for you. Yeah, behind the scenes, very popular, these behind the scenes.
Yeah, they are.
The Arsenal one's different to the Town one. There's more characters in the Town changing room. Arsenal haven't got Gwyn Pennicha selling the raffle tickets. Maybe that's what they need. Legends. And it's getting scrappy, which might suit Newtown here. Oh, the clearance from Sears. I certainly felt that. Gasparik, the manager. Not looking too happy. Oh, why not? Team 1-0 down. Well, on again, Robles. Nobody there, unfortunately. Good work from Robles. Now Williams, so determined. Now he's lost possession. Deep in Spartak half, but can they punish them? Azevedo, lovely flick. Looking for power. Newtown back again. Kosha clearing. Only as far as Cowans. Williams to Robles. Red shirts waiting. Robles lost his way. Cowans again. Blasted in towards Williams. Got his head to it. Ismail's kept it in. Can they create something? Right at the end of the first half, Ismail tricked himself nearly. And again, decent by Newtown. Ismail and Williams climbing. Kostra, the captain. Well, try to clear. George Hughes was there, piling on the pressure. It's very interesting, Mr. Meredith.
I know we're really into the season, but that could have been the cross of the season if that had gone in.
Cowans, certainly.
Cowans.
He's showing so many aspects of his game tonight. Henry Cowans. I'm going to sound like the pub bore now. I remember watching his father, Gordon Cowans, with Villa. Absolutely outstanding player. Early 80s, mid 80s, European Cup winner. And it's
comes from a good stable then.
Oh, absolutely. You could tell Gordon Cowans was always in a battle from the state of his nose. But his son, Henry's been a great signing for Newtown. Jake Walker as well, another former Aston Villa player. And you see the amount of youngsters being picked up by the big clubs. Clubs like Newtown, there's so many options out there, I guess, when players get released. It's finding the right ones, and Chris Hughes seems to have the knack of doing that. Seen Rhys Griffiths of Penabont also pouncing for players released by Cardiff City and the like, and those players then getting another chance. Notice James Waite's been given the number 11 shirt for Newport County this season. Quick build-up, but Sutton was back there. Yeah, Waite coming from Penabont. Probably seen as a squad player initially, and suddenly he hands you the number 11 shirt in pre-season. That's must be a boost for him.
Yeah, it's an interesting discussion, to be honest. You know, the amount of players that get released and how important it is for a team like Newtown and other clubs in the Welsh Prems to be picking up the right player. Not necessarily with the most technical of skills, but sometimes with, as we see this one, just
down the corner. Callum Roberts, it's a goal kick as well. Yeah, as you say, most of them are going to be skillful. It's the character as well.
Absolutely,
Ryan Reynolds, not the one at Wrexham, the guy from North Wales, got released by Cardiff, went to Penabont, another one, had a point to prove.
Yeah, and that's the difference. The players who want to go to maybe a lower club and show that they still have it, you know, even look at Robbie Savage and his career, being released by Man United, potentially falling out of football entirely, and then rebuilding his footballing career.
Williams just wins another header, as he's done through most of the first half. Yeah, Miles Davis, another one, released by Swansea. He's doing so well in the league. I was watching the New Saints the other night. Mark Jones was commentating English. Just couldn't believe that somebody like the New Saints hadn't picked up Miles Davis. No disrespect to Penabont, but there's a route back to the professional game.
Yeah, but Miles, another example of, you know, a quality footballer, but also a player that's got great attitude.
So close to half-time, Newtown need to stand firm. They've conceded a corner. Stefanik causing problems again. You sense this is a very important moment in the context of the game. Nearly 3/4 of the way through the tie. Nearly halfway through tonight's tie. And the referee's seen something, he's not happy. I think it's the goalkeeper's water bottle that's crept into the goal somehow. Samuel Stefanik to take this. He's been a problem for Newtown tonight. No problems from the corner. They'll be glad to see that one go behind, Sean.
He certainly will. You know, last play of the half. And Newtown, well, for me, job done.
Outstanding. 1-0, half-time, 4-2 overall. You sensed it was mission impossible. Well, still not probable, but maybe mission slightly more possible. We'll see. Great first half from Newtown. Don't go far. There's a big second half to come here at Park Hall.
Wel, pwy fydde'n meddwl y dre newydd ar y blaen fan hyn o gol I ddim, ond maen nhw dal ar ei holi o 4 gol I 2. Nawn ni ddadansoddi'r hanner cynta yn y man, ond ni wedi bod trwy'r archif fan hyn yn sgorio. A o ran hanes clybiau Cymru yn Ewrop, mae'n atgofion melys, mae'n atgofion sydd ddim mor felys. Ond dyma stori Borough United. Gaethon nhw I ffurfio ym 1954, a degawd ar ôl cael ei ffurfio, nath nhw ennill Cwpan Cymru oedd yn golygu bod nhw'n cael ware yn Ewrop, ac mae'n dipyn o stori. O'r awyren yn torri lawr I orfod gwerthu byngalo I godi arian am y daith, I dderbyn bach o arian gan Sir Matt Busby. Dyma'r hanes.
A tîmau Conwy Borough a Chyffordd Llandudno I gilydd I greu clwb newydd o'r enw Borough United ym 1954, ac o fewn degawd, roedd enw'r clwb ifanc ar Gwpan Cymru.
Clwb bach fel Borough United ennill y peth, oedd o'n peth mawr. Ar ôl nhw ennill, oedd gen nhw hawl mynd I fewn i'r European Cup Winners' Cup ma, dros Cymru te.
Gyda genwau Barcelona, Manchester United, Hamburg a Spurs yn yr het, taith I Malta I herio Slima Wanderers oedd yr her I Borough, ac fe ath y clwb ati I godi arian at y daith yn cynnwys rafflo byngalo adeiladwyd gan un o'r cefnogwyr.
Ath o sgwennu I lot o clwbiau mawr, ac gath o ddim ateb, dwi'n meddwl, yr unig un ddoth o Manchester United. Mi gyrrodd Matt Busby can fynt I hyn, allan o'r bocad I hyn.
Roedd y cymal cyntaf oedd I cartre ym Malta, siwr newyren ddi-drafferth a chymarol rad I ni'r dyddi yma.
Oedd o'n hen aeroplane. O'n I sbio allan trwy'r ffenast, ac o'n I gweld oil rwan, dod dros allan o'r injan, dros y wing rwan. A mewn rhyw 5 munud, dyma pilots dod drosodd. Da'n mynd yn ôl I Marseille. Oh, right, okay. Ac ys ei cyrraedd I Malta, sy'n rhyw 10 o gloch bora, ac oedd y hogiau'n chwarae'r gêm yn pnawn, sy'n rhyw 3 o gloch. A pan ath ni i'r cae, o'n andros o lot o hogiau o'r wlad yma, Royal Navy, yr Army a pawb, te. Ac oedd mewn ffordd, y cysda chwarae adra.
Ar ôl gêm ddisgôr ym Malta, enillwyd yr ail gymal o 2 gol I ddim. A Slovan Bratislava o Czechoslovacia oedd yn aros yn y rown nesa. Wedi colli o gol I ddim yn y cymal cynta yn erbyn y tîm llawn chwaraewyr ryngwladol, roedd taith arall hir o flaen Borough.
Oedd y cae, oedd y eira wedi rhewi arno fo, ac oedd y hogiau Borough gael andros o job sefyll I fyny, eb sôn am y chwarae fel droed. Ond oedd 2 gol I ddim nath o colli.
Y perfformiad arwrol hwnnw yn Bratislava o ddeiliad dore Borough. Ym 1969, llai na 6 mlynedd ers chwarae ac ennill yn Ewrop dath y clwb I ben.
Ebyn hyn oedd Lloegr wedi ennill cwpan y byd, ac oedd pobl yn gweld y chwaraewyr fel Charlton a Nobby Stiles y rhain ar y teledu, ac wrth gwrs, do'n mond eisiau mynd I Lerpwl neu Manchester I gweld nhw chwarae'n iawn toedd. A wedyn oedden nhw'n tynnu pobl oedd ar y clwbs lleol, a mi ath popeth I lawr mewn ffordd. Oedd yn drist iawn.
Wel, am stori ac am hanner cynta I ni wedi cael fan hyn yn Neuadd y Parc. Ni wedi dwy'n Jake Phillips lawr o'r pwynt sylwebu. Jake, beth argraffiad ydi o'r hanner cynta yna?
Dwi'n siŵr fydd Chris Hughes a'i garfan yn ples iawn o'r perfformiad. Maen nhw wedi achosi nifer o broblemau I Spartak. O'r munud gyntaf, dyn nhw ddim wedi rhoi dim amser iddyn nhw ar y bêl. Maen nhw wedi creu dipyn o cyfleon. Mae'r pêl wedi fynd fewn i'r cwrs cosbi nifer o weithiau, ac yn y diwedd nath nhw gael bach o lwc efo'r cic o'r smotyn, ac dwi'n siŵr fydden nhw'n falch iawn bod nhw'n un I ddim ar y fyny.
Ie, gewn ni gip olwg ar y penderfyniad nath arwain at y gic o'r smotyn. Jake, heb os y penderfyniad cywir yn credu? Dwi'n
meddwl, ie, os ti'n edrych ar ymateb y chwaraewr dre newydd a ymateb chwaraewr Spartak, maen nhw'n gwybod yn syth bod o'n cic o'r smotyn. Does na ddim dadle efo'r dyfarnwr, ac mae'r chwaraewr ar y llawr yma ma'n gwybod yn syth yn dydi o'i ymateb. Dydy ddim yn dadle o gwbl, ac unwaith ma' hwn yn digwydd, mae yna bach o pwysau ar Aaron Williams wedyn, ond mae'n gwneud cic o'r smotyn yn gryf iawn fewn i'r gornel ac yn rhy bell o'r golgeidwad mawr cur o'r bêl.
Aaron Williams yn edrych yn eitha cam yn cymryd y gic o'r smartyn yna. O'n i'n gweud cyn y gêm bod y gol gynta yn mynd i fod mor bwysig. Bydd hwnna'n sicr wedi codi ysbryd y dre newydd yn y stafell newid?
Do, ac maen nhw'n gwneud yn gwych i cadw llechan lan hefyd. Nawr ni'n siarad amdan torri'r gêm mewn i chunks bach, ac maen nhw wedi gwneud hwnna. Maen nhw wedi cadw llechan lan, maen nhw wedi sgorio'r gol gyntaf. Yr un peth fydd yn geisio digwydd yr ail hanner. Fydden nhw'n dod allan unwaith eto, fydden nhw'n ceisio cadw llechan lan, ac os nhw'n gallu cael y gol nesaf unwaith eto, fydd o'n mynd yn agos at y cael gêm gyfartal, ac fydd y pwysau'n troi wedyn ar Spartak yn syth.
Hwna oedd yn cwestiwn nesaf i, Jake. Os gall y dre newydd cael yr ail gol ne, gall hwnna o bosib newid popeth o ran momentum y gêm?
Yn syth, ac dwi'n ama fydd rhaid i Spartak newid o bath ar gyfer yr ail hanner, wrth gwrs, ac dyn nhw ddim wedi bod mor cystadleuol ac fel nath ni weld wrth dwytha, ac dwi'n siŵr fydd o'n braidd yn siomedig bod wedi gadael rhai o'r prif chwaraewr adre, neu be bynnag sydd wedi digwydd iddyn nhw, bod nhw ddim yma i helpu o heno, ac os o'n ei edrych ar fainc Chris Hughes, mae gen i fo chwaraewr gryf, mae o'n gallu dod ymlaen ar y fainc, Nick Rushton, fysa fo'n gallu cael effaith ar y gêm, ac y nod fydd wan, aros yn y gêm, gol arall, a gawn ni weld lle mae hwnna'n cymryd nhw.
O'n i'n mynd i ofyn, achos mae Spartak wedi gwneud sawl newid heno. Mae fe'n edrych fel, wel, ti'n newydd dweud, dyw lot o'i chwaraewyr nhw heb drafili i Gymru. Ti'n credu o bosib bod nhw'n mynd i ddifaru hwnna?
Wel, gawn ni weld yn wrth gwrs, os dyn nhw ddim yn cael perfformiad fel maen nhw wedi cael hanner gyntaf, dwi'n siŵr fydd y rheolwr yn siomedig hyd yma. Mae wedi rhoi cyfle i rhai o'r chwaraewr ar yr ochr o'r garfan i ddangos o'n nhw be mae'n gallu wneud. Wrth gwrs, maen nhw yng nghanol i gyngrair. Mae yna gyfle iddyn nhw wedyn chwarae'r gemau gyngrair ar y penwythnos, ond o be dwi wedi gweld hyd yma, dwi'n meddwl fydd y chwaraewr yn dechrau ar ddydd Sadwrn.
Jake, mae rai fi ofyn am dy sefyllfa di ar hyn o bryd. Ti newydd arwyddo i Ebers, o'n i'n clywed ti'n sgwrsio gyda Bryn Thomas o ran y tymor sy'n just rown y gornel. Beth yw'ch gobeithio chi ar gyfer y tymor newydd?
Fel nes i ddeud chydig bach yn ôl, dwi'n meddwl unwaith mae tîm yn dod fyny o'r de neu o'r gogledd, y nod gyntaf ydi aros yn y gyngrair. Mae hwnna'n gallu bod yn anodd, wrth gwrs, da ni'n gwybod hwnna, ond da ni jyst yn gobeithio bod ni'n gallu curo gemau, codi pwyntiau fyny ar ein taith. Da ni wedi edrych ar y fixtures sydd wedi dod allan, a mae gen ni dechrau sydd yn gystadleuol iddyn ni. Da ni'n mynd i chwarae tîmau, da ni'n meddwl sydd yn mynd i fod o'n gwmpas ni. Da ni'n mynd i chwarae tîmau, da ni'n meddwl bod ni'n gallu cael pwyntiau oddi ar. Ac os da ni'n gallu gwneud hwnna yn y 5-6 gêm gyntaf, fydd hwnna'n fanteisiol gyfer gweddill y tymor, ac y gobeithio'n wedyn ydy pwysio am y 7 tafle os da ni'n ffeindio hunain yn y 6 isaf.
Wel, Jake, pob lwc gyda'r tymor neu adael i ti fynd nôl an ar gyfer i'r pwynt sylwebu ar gyfer yr ail hanner. Wel, fi'n siŵr fel i chi gyd yn ymwybodol, mae Euro 2022 yn digwydd ar hyn o bryd. Fydd Lloegr yn ware yr Almaen yn y ffeinal yn Wembley ddydd Sul. Bod Cymru ddim yn yr Euros eleni, mae yna rhywun o Gymru yn cynrychioli ni. Cheryl Foster, y dyfarnwraig. Dyma'i stori, achos wrth gwrs, mae'n wyneb cyfarod iawn i ni fan hyn yng Nghymru.
Cheryl Foster oedd yn arwain y tîm dyfarnu, blaenwr i Fangor a Lerpwl enillodd 63 o gapiau rhyngwladol i Gymru cyn troi at y chwiban.
Having played, it just gives you an idea of where the trigger points could be, or where the flare-ups could be, or where the ball will go next, and you sort of get a feel for a game anyway as a spectator, but as a former player you sort of have more of an idea of what may go on or what might happen. Well, I've been ambitious and I've been striving to do as well as I can as a player. There's no difference as a referee. The top level in the men's game is the Welsh Prem, and as a FIFA women's referee, of course, the ambition is to referee in a major tournament, and the next one would be Euro 2021. So I can only do what I can, keeping fit, do my training programmes, and obviously in my assessments in games doing as well as I can.
If you've got the talent, you can get to the top a lot quicker than you can in the men's game. So there is a carrot there. And who would have thought, I'm sure Cheryl thought when she started up sort of 4 or 5 years ago, she'd be refereeing World Cup games.
With my brother and my dad being referee, my dad told me to take the course and I passed, and now I enjoy it. When I first told my friends that I was becoming a referee, they were like, well, don't you have to be a boy? And I was like, well, no. And so I don't think a lot of people know that you can be, but obviously we can show that you can.
Dwi wedi gael rhain troi dweud, paid a siarad y fel a, dynas di. So, mae'n dibynnu ar y tîm ma hefyd, ag y competition neu faint o pwysig ydy'r gêm i nhw ar y diwrnod hefyd, dwi'n meddwl.
It's a massive afternoon, and this is a Tier 2 Cup final between two very evenly matched sides. And you know, the important thing to note is that the team have got the appointment on merit. It's not, you know, it's important to say it's not just a gimmick to get 4 female referees. They've all got the game on merit. It's a historic landmark for the game in Wales.
Mae'n neis i ni hefyd gael gweithio fel tîm, oherwydd diolch yn digwydd yn aml, yn enwedig gêm dynion hefyd. Wel, os da ni'n gael stick heddiw yma, gawn ni weld.
Mae pressure i beth. Dal yn ddim yn nervous, fatha bob un gêm di wneud. Ond, di yma. Di enjoy a game. Dwi'n pwy arall enjoy a game.
The most important thing is it's their game. You know, we're here to sort of take control of it and deal with any issues that come about. But, you know, as a player, I wouldn't want the referee to sort of take the limelight. We just want it to go as well as we can. And, you know, both teams playing well, but the third team, the refereeing team, doing their job as well.
Roedd hi'n gêm brysur i Cheryl a'r crew wrth i sawl cerdyn melyn ac un cerdyn coch gael ei dangos. Mae'n rhaid cael cicio'r smotyn i rannu'r tîma ac wedi i Jack Challoner fethu'r Flint. Gallai Kyle Smythe fod wedi ennill y tlws, ond methodd ynta hefyd. Wedi 9 cic yr un llwyddodd Nicky Lee Bulmer i arbed cic Matt Cole, cyn i Andy Brown gipio'r cwpan o'r diwedd i'r Flint.
Wel, am stori ac am dwrnament mae Cheryl Foster wedi cael, Siôn, i ni'n gyfarwydd iawn gyda gweld hi'n dyfarnu ar y ca yma. Mae ddi'n ei mor dda. Ni gyd mor browd ohoni hefyd.
Ie, fi'n siŵr, fo Cheryl, unrhyw beth bydd eisiau gwneud, bydd eisiau trafol y gorau yn y camp yn ni, a fi'n siŵr fydd hi'n dyfawrnaig arbennig o dda yn y dyfodol. A fel rhywun sydd wedi chwarae'r gêm, fi'n credu bod hwnna'n dod o elfen ychwanegol yn deall, falle, di hwnna ddim yn greu cryf fi wedi chwarae'r lefel yna, felly, ie, chwarae teg iddi.
Wedi dyfarnu fan hyn, oedd hi'n dyfarnu Ffrainc yn erbyn yr Almaen neithwr. Holl beth bach yn surreal. Reit, Siôn, newn ni gael cipoliog arall ar y gic o'r smotyn. Ni wedi clywed barn Jake Phillips, beth yw dyfandu ar y penderfyniad?
Wel, fi'n credu bod ni ddoi ni'n cytun. Oedd hi'n gic o'r smotyn, mae fe'n cwmpor i lawe. Ond i fi, Aaron Williams, waw, am bwysedd ar ysgwyddau fe, a gaffodd e wito ychydig i gymeryd y gic rydd oherwydd y dyfarnwn wrth cael pawb allan o'r cwrtryd. Felly, i gadw i benne fel nath e, y gol geidwad yn mynd o ffordd iawn hefyd. Chwarae teg, game on.
Ti bach yn surprised pa mor dda mae'r dre newydd di wneud? Mae fe fel sy'n nhw'n delio dy'r pwysau'n dda iawn.
Ydw. Ar dechrau'r gêm, o'n i'n meddwl falle bydd y dre newydd yn eistedd nôl chydig, falle gwahodd y pwysau, ond chwarae teg, maen nhw'n mynd amdani. A sawl peniad mae Aaron Williams wedi ennill yn y llinell flaen. Mae fe jyst yn bwydo popeth i'r dre newydd ar hyn o bryd.
Jyst yn gloesio, beth sy'n credu oedd y neges gan Chris Hughes yn ystafell newid?
Wel, more the same lads, fi'n credu, gyda Chris. Maen nhw wedi bod yn arbennig o dda yn y marn ni. Gallai hon wedi bod yn hunlledd yn nos yn yw'n goli i ddim lawr. Ond nhw sy'n ar mantes ar hyn o bryd, nhw sydd ar ysbryd. Felly, se nhw gallai cael yr ail gol na. Wel, pwy oer? Nos yn hwyr, falle.
O bosib, Siôn. Diolch yn fawr am dy gwmni di adael ti fe nôl lan i'r pwynt sylwebu i Dylan Ebenezer. Wel, jyst i chytgoffa chi, mae na gyfres fach yn dechrau ar blatfformau sgorio y bala a'r antur i Ewrop. Pob penod yn glanio ar ein YouTube ni Nos Lun. Felly cael llygad barcud ar YouTube ni Nos Lun i wylio hwnna. Wel, mae'r tîm yn barod ar gyfer yr ail hanner beth am. I ni ail ymuno a'n tîm sylwebu ni Jake Phillips a Bryn Thomas.
Welcome back. Ready for the second half. And there's some changes. Newtown ahead 1-0. So it's 4-2 on aggregate as it stands. The changes are coming from Spartak Trnava. So as you can see, Lucas Steiner straight on, full international for Slovakia. As we wait to see the other changes, Bukata has also got 2 caps for the Slovakian national side. And you can see the thinking. Martin Mikovic is the 3rd substitution, so triple substitution from the visitors. Let's see what that does to things. Obviously not happy after that first half. 6 changes before the game and 3 substitutions at half-time. Wait to see how that affects the game. They may have brought a few international caps on. I'm sure even that will delight Newtown. So they've forced them into changes. They're giving them a game. And after grabbing one from the penalty spots, Aaron Williams getting it. Who knows? Who knows? One more. And anything can happen. Here they go again. George Hughes trying to put on the pressure. Sutton from the back. Oh, slack in defence right at the start of the second half. Would be a terrible time to concede. Spartak through Stefanik. Kozak. Stefanik certainly not being substituted after that first half performance. Lovely ball. Well, and for once, too much weight on it. Slight chance there for Spartak. Sean Lennox back from pitch side. He's made his way up to the commentary position. 3 changes. They obviously rattled them.
Absolutely. And Newtown, in fairness, have forced that change, because the first half, especially with Aaron Williams winning so many headers and feeding the forward line for Newtown, it's inevitable they had to make those changes. But the game has started again, as the first half did, at 100 miles an hour. A lot of closing down, very physical.
Jakob Poud getting the free kick. Newtown, solid challenge from Sears. Oh, late challenge there, without a doubt, from Steiner, one of the substitutes, celebrating his 31st birthday. Or was it? I thought it was Steiner. Mixed up my numbers. That was Mikovic. I just saw the 2. Another substitute, Martin Mikovic. Looking for Aaron Williams again. Well, they've picked up the intensity.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Dylan. They certainly have. They've had stern words in the changing rooms, and intensity is the word that is both in both our minds. They've really come out positive, looking to apply pressure on Newtown.
Which is a compliment, obviously, to the way Newtown have played so far. Well, there's a player down. It was totally accidental by Cowans. Was there again, pinching possession. Now we're going to have a stop here. Bit of treatment for Kosha. You could hear the Newtown bench just saying it's not a head injury. I think the pictures show what kind of injury it was. And I guess the ref didn't have to stop it. How crucial are these early minutes in this second half, Sean?
As we see that again, yes, crucial. I think we mentioned it first half, how important it is now for Newtown to, play the game in sections, get past this maybe quarter of an hour without conceding, apply a bit of pressure, maybe nick a goal, and then, if they could make it 3-4 on aggregate, you never know. You never know. Football's a very, very funny game.
Well, once it starts going from the physical side of the game to the mental side of the game and doubts start creeping in, it's unbelievable how players react. So, as you say, Newtown pinched another one. Anything can happen here. They've put themselves in a great position, fair play, winning as well, and a victory in itself would be good news for the Cymru Premier, for points in the coefficient. the coefficient is a way of measuring where leagues across Europe are ranked. It's like a league table of leagues. And Wales did drop a bit. That's why there's only 3 teams in Europe this season. They've got the 4th spot back next season. But the more points they can get this year, Newtown have won 1 game against Trnava, so they're certainly contributing to the coefficient points this year. So even though the New Saints lost against Linfield overall, they won the home leg here. That helps. Long way to go, but a victory tonight, even if they don't win the tie, it would be a huge boost again for the league. Here comes Cowans. 5 minutes gone, second half, 1-0 Newtown. Trailing by 4 goals to 2 overall, but they're still in it. Cowans again, looking for Sutton again, and the referee spotted the foul. Interesting to see that one again.
Yeah, let's have a look here. Same tactic by Newtown, his hands up, and any contact to the head, he's going down there like a true professional. And you've got to say, an easy decision for the referee, because one of the things for certain, he's been consistent in giving these free kicks.
A lot of experience coming on for Spartak with these substitutions. The usual captain being one of them, Mikovic. He's in his 30s. Steiner, 4 caps for Slovakia, another one in his 30s.
Yeah, Steiner's the one for me, Dylan. He's come on, and obviously he's going to be man-marking Aaron Williams. And we've seen already him actually being a bit more physical. Aaron not getting his way in the second half and not winning every ball in the air.
He looks solid, shall we say, Steiner. Interesting that Mikovic, the usual captain's come on, but Kostra in the centre of defence has kept the armband. Well, I thought it was interesting. Louis Robles, a new signing for Newtown. Disappointing season here at the New Saints after his time at Ballatown. Witnessing the Cymru Premier merry-go-rounds, maybe. Clubs moving around. Does that always happen, Sean? Happened in your day?
Yeah.
They don't pop up somewhere else.
There was a big love affair between Carmarthen and Port Talbot at one time, wasn't there?
Yes. Very true. As we were talking before the game, news tonight coming from the Cymru Premier that Anthony Limbrick has lost his job with the New Saints. The New Saints have sacked their manager. Spartak causing problems. Newtown backpedaling quickly. Dave Jones watched it go over the bar. Churma with the effort.
Yeah, it was a decent effort at the end. Knew exactly what he was trying to do. Maybe going for the wrong post. If he'd gone for the far post, Dave Jones may have been a bit more trouble, but he certainly had the front post covered.
Well, it's Mikovic with the effort. I mixed up number 2s earlier. Mixed up my number 9s. So 19 and 29. New specs on the list for the new season. Yeah, if you haven't heard, Anthony Limbrick has lost his job. The New Saints are looking for a new manager 2 weeks before the new season. It's an hour less than that. No, it is 2 weeks. 2 weeks tomorrow. There we are.
Yeah, crazy.
I've lost my dates with the National Eisteddfod looming. Just watch this. That's another club changing manager in this league. Half the clubs. 6 clubs change managers this summer. Newtown trying to change things here. Sutton arriving late. Strong clearance. Good work by George Hughes again. Biding his time. Tricked the defender. Callum Roberts will lift it in. Plenty of red shirts. Still up there. Sutton. Dropped kindly. Cowans again. Newtown waiting for this. Williams being one of them. No problem. Van Truba in goal. Waste no time either. Searching for Mikovic. Roberts was there. Claiming handball by Bukata, another substitute. Arms seem to be out. Savidis still going. Strong challenge, I was about to say, too strong. And as you say, Sean, you can complain about the ref, but he is being consistent.
Yeah, he certainly is. Certainly is. The good thing so far is those no yellow cards. He's kept them in his pocket so far. Newtown needs to be careful with that, though. You know, they've got two in the back line with the yellow cards, and then Ismail also in midfield on a yellow. Chris Hughes maybe thinking a few early changes. Maybe not on the back line, but he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to go down to 10 men, that's for sure.
Little discussion going on here. Jakub Power drawing the attention of the Newtown defenders. Sears is up there. There's a shirt being pulled. Shot from distance. Oh, it's slightly weak, but the keeper was far from confusing. George Hughes looped it in. I think there was an offside maybe in the end. But Van Truba didn't look totally confident.
Well, they seem to be looping over the bar, and then there was a mad scramble by the goalkeeper. Just lofts it in there. On that stage, you think it's going easily over. I'm saying he hits the bar there.
Newtown free kick. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Still 1-0. 4-2 overall. Obvious shove on Sutton. And after the initial impact of the 3 substitutions, looking more promising for Newtown.
Well, they've held their own, haven't they? And they're keeping to the same tic-tac.
Jones lifts it, Sutton's up there, Sears up there, wild shot in the end. Ismail.
It's a half opportunity, but I get the feeling these are the half opportunities they need to make count, if that makes sense. He needs to hit the target there. You know, it's a difficult technique, possibly on his, his left foot, but still, if you hit the target, make the keeper work.
Got a couple in the first half as well. Half chances, maybe quarter chances. Dave Jones gambling. They don't want to do anything stupid here, Newtown. They'd regret that. They'd regret conceding, obviously, but if they were part of their own downfall, so to speak, that would be a real shame for the home team. Dave Jones, so experienced. 10th European Games, speaking of experience, is Craig Williams. 484 games for Newtown. Mr. Newtown. One short spell at Aberystwyth. Soon came back. Sutton up again. Walker this time flicking it on. Hughes leaving it to Roberts. That goal's made such a difference, though, Sean. Sean Meredith next to me in the commentary position, former Aberystwyth Town and Carmarthen Town player in this league. They just can't relax, can they, Spartak? Just in case. I know it's 4-2 for one goal, another goal for Newtown. Will change everything as we approach the hour mark as well. We're still in this.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they've just got through, you know, a quarter of an hour of the second half unscathed. And I say unscathed, you know, I'd say they're still the better side out there. Despite the changes, as you say, Dylan, that they've made, they've ridden that wave. But can they keep the intensity up, as we said in the first half?
That's the question. They've been so good. How much have they got in the tank? Well, to be fair, the league's very different these days. There was a time where, you know, hour gone, 70 minutes gone, they're going to start struggling. Fitness levels have increased.
Yeah, I think players look after each other, well, look after themselves a lot better these days. They get a lot more education in terms of what they need to eat, how they need to train, what type of training they need to do. Certainly wasn't about during my era.
Well, when you played, you were always amazed at your fitness levels, one of the fittest in the league. We didn't have much competition, I guess.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
Or as much competition.
Well, I was fortunate. I came from an athletic background as well, so I'd spent a few camps up in Birmingham and with the British system, so you got exposed to dietary training regimes and stuff of that ilk. You know, stuff that if you played in the League of Wales in the late 90s, early noughties, then it certainly wasn't about. You know, you turn up to your training maybe on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and that's it.
Spartak building, pressurising. Plenty of men back for Newtown here. Red shirts everywhere, smothering things. They need to be back there. Craig Williams lost out in that battle. Looked again for the through ball. Couldn't get it. Battling on the edge of the box. Stopping Savidis. And Spartak now looking busy, making sure Newtown haven't got an easy route out. You just wonder, back to the fitness thing, some of those players. Oh, slight mistake, straight to Williams, went straight back to the goalkeeper. I thought Van Truba had gifted them an opportunity there. Got away with it.
That'd have been a great goal if he'd headed that one in.
Caught and bowled in cricket. Here they come again. Bukata, the sub. The Robles is back. Now he's lost his way there. Kozak. Still, the pressure comes from Savidis, the Greek player. The substitute's offside here. Mikovic was waiting for it. Newtown glad to see that flag going up. Our substitution coming. I was about to mention, I wonder, 3 subs from Spartak. Just looking at the options Chris Hughes had on the bench, and Nick Rushton's name just springs out at you. Another one on his day can cause problems. I think it's Ismail that will be leaving. So Rushton coming on. A positive move.
Yeah.
Similar, but Rushton's got plenty of experience.
And you've also got the yellow card factor with Ismail as well. So, you know, Chris Hughes taking no gamble there. Not going to go down to 10 men against this team. And as you say, Rushton brings a lot of experience to the team.
Oh, the whistle went just as Newtown was sensing another opportunity. The final point on fitness, I was about to say, some of those players, late 90s, fantastic players, so much skill. You'd have loved to see them, I don't know, if they'd had better training. I don't want to say better training, do you know what I mean? If they were fitter, let's keep it simple. Fancy a shot from distance. Dave Jones watches it. And Stefanik again. He's at the heart of most good things here for Spartak. And why not? A full international. He's only just joined the club. He may be 30. But he can make a difference. So can Cowans. Williams for Newtown. Red shirts arriving. Cowans. Clips it in, far post. Oh, they've won the corner. Well, that have been Rushton's first touch.
I think you're right, Dylan. Rushton coming in at the far post. It's a difficult angle. It's a great ball in. Curls away from the keeper. You know, he was looking to play it back across the box there, Rushton. Wasn't thinking about going for goal, but the defenders close to him. There were numbers in the box as well. Rushton did well.
Corner, Newtown. Can they grab something? Williams, the captain. There's the sign, here's the cross. Sutton's up there. And it's still there. For Newtown, Williams is wide. He let it go for another corner.
Yeah, just building pressure. I'm not sure how many corners Newtown have actually had during the match, but must be close to double figures, that's for sure.
And most people coming here tonight or watching the game from afar would have seen the score 4-1. You just think it's over, it's done and dusted.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a shame, because I'm sure a lot of people will be thinking that, you know, 4-1, game over.
Williams again, the flick on again. Newtown causing problems. Sears been so busy tonight in both areas, to be fair. Ryan Sears. Now Sutton, he knows there's options out wide. Sutton and Rushton certainly on the same wavelength. New players come in, players leave, but there seems to be some consistency at Newtown, from the manager through to the players. If there are changes, they're more tweaks than massive wholesale changes, and you can tell at times like this, when they need that experience, players on the same wavelength. Here comes Cowans, another long throw. Sears is up there, Sutton's up there. Aaron Williams scored from the spot. Again, Sutton gets it on. They're causing chaos. Another chance. If this can come back in, plenty of red shirts waiting for it. Disappointing delivery in the end. And now Spartak will try and break away. 2 against 1. Problems for Newtown. Callum Roberts is waiting. Straight through to Stefanik. Pass took him wide. Still a chance for the visitors. Can they kill it here? Here's a chance. Dave Jones stops it from Savidis. Good counter-attack from Trnava.
Callum Roberts does amazingly well here. We won't see it in the replay here, but the way he held his run, held two attacking players, made them make the decision. In the end, it was a poor ball that led to that out wide for Sparta. Brilliant by Callum Roberts. That was a real opportunity.
2 experienced players combining in that counter-attack as well for Spartak. Here they come again. It's Kozak. Socks slightly rolled down. Looking tired at times. He's still contributing. Steiner. Kosha. Craig Williams. For once they're not on the same wavelength, but it reaches Rushton. George Hughes out to Callum Roberts. Got a solid game tonight, Roberts. Hughes looking for the run. Robles was drifting through. So halfway through the second half. I've no idea fractions what that means over the 2-legged tie. 6/8 of a game. I have no idea. 22 minutes to go. We'll stick to that.
And a big 22 minutes.
Oh, massive for Newtown. And for the league. You feel like a broken record sometimes, saying not only is it a big deal for the club, but it reflects well on the league. But for this one, Chris Hughes, it's all about Newtown right now. We see Wharton about to come on, the summer signing from Barrytown. Interesting summer signing, Theo Wharton. Never really cracked on at Barrytown. And the refs let things go here. Well, twice. Spartak wanted a free kick, Newtown wanted a free kick. Nothing's happened, and here they come again. Sprinting forward. Here's a chance to finish it off, but he's missed the substitute. Martin Mikovic couldn't have finished it. The captain, the club captain, put it wide. And surely that should have been the equaliser on the night, and game over for the tie.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's taken it on his right, and he's managed to hit his left foot and deflected wide to the thanks of Newtown. It's another great move. Well, he hasn't. He's just completely fluffed it, sliced it. That's a complete slice. It's out of bounds. You were just expecting the net to bulge there, especially the club captain. What a chance.
Well, there's a substitution. Jake Walker's gone off. Theo Wharton has come on.
That's the only thing. We probably will see more counter-attacking by the away side now.
Well, we've seen 2 in the last 5 minutes.
And that's understandable. Chris Hughes and his team, they want to go for it.
Well, I know we said that winning 1-0 would be a huge boost for the coefficient on the league. I don't think that's on Chris Hughes' mind. They're winning 1-0. They want to get a second to see if then they can get a third. Just remember the Bartown All or Nothing. Well, our version of it is on YouTube. That'll be available from Monday. 3 episodes following Bala in Europe, behind the scenes. Warts and all. They'll be available from Monday. 20 minutes to go. Gasparik, manager, there's a yellow card. Is that to the Kozak? Milos Kozak. I'm assuming it's for wasting time. Manager having a slight word. Still delaying things. He's been booked once for wasting time. He's wasted the same amount of time since being booked. Well, smacks against Cowans. Kozak shows his strength. Sears shows his style. Didn't panic. Back to Jones. Well, I didn't think we'd be in this situation in the last 20 minutes. Newtown leading on the night. Still causing problems.
That's a scandalous decision. That should have been a Newtown throw. And Chris Hughes was absolutely livid.
No, he wasn't happy. Sears again. Great header from Ryan Sears. Cowans. Superb in midfield by Henry Cowans. Kept possession. Robles. Trying to keep things going. Kozak's back there again. He's busy. Kozak for Spartak. Sears desperately unlucky. Newtown unlucky. Spartak ready to pounce. Mikovic all the way through. Can they finish it? No, it's clipped over the goalkeeper. Stefanik scores. Lovely flowing move. And the moment of class finally came. Stefanik. He's run the show at times in midfield. Kept his head. Clips it over Jones. And surely that's it now.
Yeah, it's a similar move that we've seen. This is probably the third one. It's an excellent finish in the end. Just dinks it over the keeper, Jones. Options to his right, option to his left. The ball this time correctly weighted. And doesn't he finish that well? As we said, this was the only negative for Newtown in the way they're approaching the game, leaving themselves open. But you can't blame them for that. They had to go for it. And you've got to say, that's a class finish.
The sign says it all. Homemade, but from the heart. It's 1-1, 5-2 on aggregate. You can't say they don't deserve it over the course of both games. 4-1 in the first game. But you've got to admire what Newtown have done here tonight. They've given them a real game, forcing them into substitutions. Triple substitution at half-time. Newtown got one, just couldn't get the second one. That would have made so much difference. It would have caused chaos. It'll be interesting to see how Spartak Trnava approach things now. Well, Williams flicks it on again. I should have said, interesting to see how Newtown approach things. They're not going to give up. Cowans still going. Callum Roberts is there for George Hughes. Roberts, back they go, still patient. Newtown. Williams and Cowans combine. 15 minutes to go. It's going to be a long 15 minutes for Newtown now. And I guess you're now thinking about the result rather than the tie. It would be nice to come out here with a draw. Another substitution for the visitors. You can relax a bit. Patrick Carhan coming on for Jakub Power. So their fourth substitution of the night. 19 years old, Carhan. He's come through the club's academy. Famous dad. Played in Germany with Wolfsburg and Mainz. Over 100 caps for Slovakia as well. And the son, Patrick, we'll see how his career progresses. Cowan's losing out. Savidis. Kosha in the middle of it, back to Savidis. Mikovic has been busy as well since coming on as sub. Kozak, another one who's caused problems tonight. Short, strong player, Kozak, battling with Sears. And Sears did well initially, it's still there in the substitute. Mikovic. Williams isolated.
Yeah, isolated is the word, and unfortunately Newtown just starting to sit a bit deeper. We've talked about fitness levels and everything. You know, they've thrown the kitchen sink at them, in fairness, so I'm not blaming them if there's a few tired legs out there.
Jones comes out. Decent pass, not sure if it was intentional. Landed nicely with Rushton. Yeah, and I'm sure the legs are more tired when it's 1-0 rather than when it's 1-0 as well. Mentally, you're deflated. Rushton, does he fancy his chances from distance? Wins the free kick. Did well, Rushton. Steiner conceding the foul. And Steiner is the one celebrating his birthday. And he will be celebrating. Not sure where, but he'll be celebrating a win. Well, might not be celebrating a win tonight as it stands. 1-1, but through to the next round. And this team have been in the group stages of the Europa League, so goes to show what Newtown have been up against in these games. Williams again looking for Sutton. Creeping in at the far post. Wharton, substitute for Newtown. Oh, it's gone against him. It's gone Spartak's way. So the news on the pitch. Doesn't look like it's going to be Newtown's night, despite a stirring performance here. News off the pitch is that the new Saints are looking for a new manager. Anthony Limbrick has lost his job 48 hours after the new Saints lost in Europe, or lost their tie in Europe. Out they go and off he goes. Champions, manager of the year. European results not good enough. That's the understanding. Lovely skills, causing chaos here. Can they finish it off? What a run, what a goal. Bukata does the job, finishes off Newtown. It was all over as far as the tie went. It's now all over as far as tonight goes as well. 2-1. The substitutes have made a difference. And Martin Bukata weaving his way through. As simple as that.
Yeah, dancing through the Newtown defence on this occasion and picks the right option, uses Sutton as that shield and places it into the bottom corner. Again, you can see the professional outfit showing their class, just dinking through the Newtown defence, and then the subtle finish into the bottom corner. He knows that's a quality goal. And that's what they do, you know, professional sides, they do have that edge. And it's a shame for Newtown, because, you know, we're turning up to the 80-minute mark, certainly been in this game and more. We'll see some more changes for Newtown.
Kidder Mills-Evans coming on. Another one of this experienced defence. And from someone who's been around the club for years. A newcomer, familiar in the league though, Matthew Jones. Aberystwyth's loss is Newtown's gain. Rhys Hesdon's the third substitute, so triple substitution from Chris Hughes, giving the players the experience of Europe, valuable experience as well. Into the last 10 minutes. They just steadied the ship, didn't they, Spartak, and then struck. It looks like a thumping as well when you see the 6-2 scoreline. I think people get fed up of us saying that it doesn't tell the whole story, but if you've seen both games, you'll have to admit that 6-2 feels a bit harsh on Newtown, but that's how it goes. Sears still going, Newtown still going, Rushton! Goalkeeper did enough. Substitute Hesdon's across. He's done well as well. Youngsters combining, Jones. Callum Roberts assessing the situation. It's a little break. Where's it going to land? Hesdon there again.
Yeah, just fizzling out a bit. You get the feeling that the game's just now obviously beyond Newtown at 6-2 on aggregate. Tiredness in the legs.
Eight minutes to go, free kick for Newtown. The league season is upon us soon. No time to rest for Chris Hughes and his players. JG Cymru Premier. Starting week Friday, 2 weeks Friday, I keep saying a week Friday. 2 weeks Friday. 30 years since it all began as well. 1992 league started. So celebrating 30 years. And as I said, I was about to say there's little break for Newtown, but there's League Cup coming up as well. They've got Cardiff Met away in the League Cup. So no games this weekend, but the League Cup next weekend, and then the league itself starts the following week. Busy times, then it's head down to May then. Newtown, can they get another one near the end here? Wasn't convincing. Substitute Morton just arrived from Ballytown. League's going to look strange when we don't see Barry in it next season. Pontypridd coming up in the south. Airbus are back. Cem Druids have gone. Ballytown being relegated. Still a shock. Now, Cymru North, Cymru South are going to be interesting leagues this season as well. No doubt about that. We'll be following everything on Scoria from the grassroots to the international stage. And the Cymru North starts this weekend. All eyes on that. Tomorrow. So check out Scoria's social media sites. We'll be keeping a close eye on everything. We'll be following Llandudno against Colwyn Bay to start things off. Goals will be up on our social media sites and website. It'll be fascinating to see the crowd there. They're getting some big crowds in the, well, both leagues, down south and up north in the Cymru North, especially when Colwyn Bay comes to town. You would not be surprised to see 4 figures at that game. I mean 1,000, not 4 people. 4 figures stood in the back.
No, you're right. Cymru North and Cymru South, both of them now very competitive leagues, creating a lot of interest, especially with the branding now that we have, you know, Cymru Premier, the 2 feeder leagues, and a lot of interest in the clubs that are playing there. As I say, Colwyn Bay, Llandudno, guaranteed over 1,000 people are going to be watching that.
We'll be watching the Commonwealth Games as well. Opening ceremony tonight in Birmingham. Very snazzy suits by the Welsh team. Julian MacDonald, the designers, designed them. And opening ceremony tonight. Highlights every night on S4C. First time ever that's happened. We'll be following everything. The Welsh athletes.
What do you make of the suits, Dylan? I think interesting were the words of an old Mooney on Twitter yesterday. Sitting on the fence, I think.
They're different. Yeah, it's good to be different at times. I think people are seeing them out of context. When you just see a suit and there's a red stripe, there's a dragon on the shoulders. But when you see them in that opening ceremony, I think they're going to look fantastic. What I love about the Commonwealth Games, we've got just the different sports and the different stars. From Geraint Thomas comes there straight from the Tour de France.
Yeah.
The Welsh team, the captain, Anwen Button from Lampeter, plays bowls. So we've got all sorts of competitors. It's not a free kick, going to the referee, and Anwen Button will be representing Wales at the 6th Games. It's history in the making for the first woman to represent Wales in the 6 Games. You'll see the crown green bowls, Button from Lampeter.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Alan Sean Davis there, hoping to go one better. He's won everything, but he hasn't got gold in the Commonwealth Games, so he's up for it.
And of course the first inclusive games, where the para athletes and non-para athletes compete alongside each other.
Yeah, it's just side by side.
How it should be.
So much to see, all in Birmingham. And we've got Sir Lenny Henry welcoming everybody to Birmingham. Somebody said they were fed up being called the second city. They're the first city this week in the Commonwealth. Bit of a scuffle and yellow cards out by the referee. Callum Roberts at the centre of things. Matthew Jones there as well. Bukata. He scored the goal. He's going to win the game, more than likely. Picked up a yellow card on those substitutions. 3 coming on. One of them was the club captain. The other 2 have got full caps, full internationals for Slovakia. It does bear repeating all Newtown have been up against in this tie. And despite losing, they can hold their heads high, no doubt about that. Winning against Tórshavn from the Faroe Islands in the last round. And putting up a serious fight here tonight. Maybe the results have been disappointing overall for the Welsh clubs this summer in Europe. And you look at Ballatown against Sligo. I'm bored of making excuses, but they were so unlucky. Could have gone the other way. The New Saints against Linfield, within seconds of going through a tie in the Champions League, as Wharton picks up a yellow card. That's about as blatant as it gets.
I think somebody should point out you swapped the shirts after the game.
That's one way of stopping Stefanik. He has been outstanding at times tonight. Samuel Stefanik. It's always interesting to see how far these teams go, the teams that knock out the Welsh clubs. And keep a close eye on them as the rounds progress. The Europa Conference League, new competition last season, was seen as the poor man's relation to the Europa League. But then Roma went all the way to the final. And they loved it when they won it. So it's funny how these competitions settle over time. Champions League's the place to be. Europa League was seen as the poor relation, and suddenly there's the 3rd competition, but clubs that are in it are enjoying it, and we're not complaining. As Craig Williams clears for Newtown into the final minutes. Wait to see how much added time. 4 minutes we're expecting. Can't see it changing the result tonight. The Spartak starting to enjoy themselves. Williams. Good run out. There's confirmation that it's 4 minutes added time here at Oswald Street. Home of the new Saints, the champions. The home of the club looking for a new manager. That makes it 6 managers now. 6 clubs, I should say, that have changed managers this summer in the JD Cymru Prem. Amazing stats, to be fair. Half the league. Here they come again. Spartak. I was about to say, there he goes again. Sears. He stood out tonight in the Newtown defence, but lost his way a bit there as Kozak picks it up again. Mikovic looking for a third. Where is it going to land? Just wide of the post in the end from the youngster Karhan, who came on. And 3-1 would have been cruel on Newtown. 2-1 slightly cruel as well, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. 3-1 would be a nightmare result for Newtown because they don't deserve that on the night tonight. I was waiting for the flag to go up there, but stays down. Another chance for them, but not to be.
That's a strong challenge, and Callum Roberts has a look. He seems to accept it. Strong but fair.
Well, they both went in. Callum Roberts doing the somersault neatly.
Olaki, a substitute. It's nice to see they're both walking away.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Callum Roberts doesn't hold back either. Competitive player. Lovely ball. Problems here. Right to the death. Kozak for Spartak. Kozak fancies his chances. Never looked too convincing when it came to the shot. But obviously tired legs everywhere now, including Kozak, who had the shot.
Yeah, cramping up a bit there. Cuts inside, so everything right, but his legs fail him at the last hurdle. And he's really struggling, in fairness to him.
He's had a busy night. Tough competitor.
Yeah, Newtown, they can hold their head up high on a very good performance. You know, 2 factors that we haven't mentioned tonight is the fact that they are, well, we have mentioned the fact that they're playing away from home, if you like, at the home of the new Saints. But also, Sparta, they're in the middle of the season. You know, so often Welsh teams come up against teams that are, you know, already 5-6 games into this season, and they're already maybe that half a fraction sharper because of that.
It does feel stacked against you when the Welsh teams do come up against these kind of clubs. Problems again. Can they finish with a flourish? Well, it struck Sears. Again, Sears. He's been outstanding in defence, to be fair. Ryan Sears wasn't giving it up. Stefanik fancying his chances again. You sense they fancy a third here. Wharton slides in, nicks it, off they go. It's Matthew Jones. The substitutes have looked lively for Newtown. Rushton. Can Rushton and Newtown pinch something here right at the death? Went over everybody. Hesden gets a foot to it. Williams. George Hughes. Newtown going again. Fair play. Final chance. Hesden. A wild swing in the end by Rhys Hesden. Wasn't to be, and is that the final incident tonight?
I'm afraid so. Newtown coming again. Hits his head. The touch, which we may see in a minute, which we don't. That was the last piece of action.
There we go. The final whistle signifies it's all over for Newtown in Europe. All over for the Welsh clubs in Europe this summer. A mixed bag, mainly frustrating. Disappointing at times as well. There have been some highlights. Newtown winning against Tórshavn in the Faroe Islands. The new Saints, they won here against Linfield. They've been delighted with that, but to lose it right at the death in Northern Ireland, such a shame. Is that the result that's cost Anthony Limbrick his job, I wonder? Losing an extra time in the end. Bala against Sligo. They had the chances, didn't happen. It's a familiar tale for Welsh clubs in Europe. The Newtown have done well tonight. Gave them a game, but it wasn't to be. 2-1 on the night, 6-2 overall.
Diolch Bryn, diolch Jake. I've got Chris who's keeping me company here. Chris, how do you feel after that one? I can imagine a strong sense of pride despite the overall result.
Yeah, I think so. I think when we were in our shape and in our block for 60-odd minutes, I don't think they could break us down. I think obviously then we had to open the pitch up because we wanted to try and get that second goal and that third goal. We weren't able to do that. But listen, really pleased. I thought first half we were excellent. Really got about them, causing problems, put balls in their box. Got the goal, and then you're just trying to build that second half. But give them a sort of credit. They brought 4 or 5 of their starters on, and then saw the game out. But look, I'm really pleased with it. We've had a really good month, obviously winning the game against the Faroes team. And now it gives us something to kick on into the domestic league now.
And look, I think it speaks volumes that it took them until 72 minutes to get the goal. They had to make a number of changes because you did cause them problems, which I don't think they were expecting.
No, and like I said, when we were in our block and we were in our shape, they really struggled against us. But obviously, look, like I said, we had to go for it. We had to try and open the pitch up to get a goal, to get 2 and 3 to try and win the game. If we hadn't done that, we probably would have won the game 1-0. But look, we'll never know the answer to that. But look, for us, it's really proud of everyone at the football club. It's been a good month. It's been a tough month, but lots to build on now going into the domestic campaign.
And there's just 2 weeks to go, Chris, until the Cymru Premier's back. What will you take from your European campaign this summer?
Everything. Look, nothing that I didn't know about this group. Lots of quality, lots of desire, really well organised. And look, we'll see how the domestic campaign starts. But really pleased and delighted with everything that's gone on the last month, and it's something to build on now going forward.
Chris, really appreciate your time. Thank you, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Wel, dyna ni. Diolch yn fawr am eich cwmni chi heno. Mae taith Ewropeaidd y dre newydd ar ben, ond maen nhw'n hapus iawn. Dyna ni am heno, felly, ond fe fydd sgorio nôl ymhen pythefnos wrth i uwch gyngrau'r Cymru ddechrau nôl. Ond tan hynny, diolch am eich cwmni chi. Nos gan.